So hello everyone and welcome to the launch of our Privilege Trail Walk. I'm checking to make sure everybody's here and you can see us. So just give me a thumbs up if you're on LinkedIn and you can see us broadcasting. There we go. I can see us broadcasting. Great news. So this is the first time we're doing a LinkedIn Live, which is also kind of exciting for us. But I'm really pleased you've been able to join us, and we're thrilled. Oh, and Roger's joining us. How fantastic is that? Great. So we've got Roger joining us on our live stream as well. Welcome everybody. We're launching the Privilege Trail Walk today, and we're really excited to be sharing with you what we're about to do and what we're going to invite you to do. So first of all, let me introduce you to the team. So we've got Chardonnay here. Chardonnay, give us a wave. Chardonnay is our amazing assistant who makes sure everything works and keeps us on track. And actually, she's the person leading this Privilege Trail Walk. I'm just here doing the talking at the moment. Yay. And then we've got Gracie. Gracie, if you've been following us on LinkedIn and reading the wonderful articles that we've been putting on there, Gracie writes all that and she does all the images. So so happy to have you on the call as well, Gracie. And then Cami is our culture expert. She knows everything about culture when it comes to equity, diversity, inclusion, belonging, and beyond, actually. And then Roger is our analytics man. Roger wrote our Privilege Conundrum survey and is the brains behind anything analytical that we do. So team, welcome. I'm so happy to have you on here. And yeah, I'd just like us all to share, what is it about the Privilege Trail Walk fundraiser that inspires you? What is it for you personally, and what do you see providing for the world, that we're investing time and effort and actually our own money in sponsoring these amazing children around the world for the Hope for Children charity? Yeah.
It's a great question, Ishireen. Great question. You know, personally, I think we just need so much more awareness around this idea of privilege and how it connects us to each other. You know, and I think we're some parts of our world and our immediate world may still think about privilege from a negative perspective, but we need to think about it positive impact as well as the negative. You know, there's a balance, isn't there, to be thought about. And so for me, it's all about awareness raising. It's all about creating awareness, causing awareness.
Yeah. And that's the thing, isn't it? I know our vision is balancing the scales for social justice at work. And in order to be able to even do that, we need to balance the scale for children, don't we? And children don't have the same privileges that we do. So that's kind of my why. It's like I'm passionate that everyone gets a fair crack at work, and it begins with enabling children around the world, like the children in Sri Lanka who can't hear or see, to gain some extra sensory skills to be able to communicate in other ways, or schoolgirls in India to have a toilet in their school so that they can go to school even when they have their periods, right? Can you imagine? Otherwise, they only have 75% of education, and then they're expected to do well in life. Shadi, what are the other projects that we have, and what inspires you? You're on mute, Shadi. There you go.
What really inspires
Hang on
me?
a second. Let me see if I can unmute. Still on mute. Okay, it's okay. Go on.
This project really resonates with me, as Tammy says, it will raise awareness, you know, to this amazing cause in fundraising in aid for children who do not necessarily have access to the privileges that we have, you know, to live a safe, enriched and fulfilled, you know, childhood and ultimately life. You know, so this project really excites me, as it will be, you know, the starting foundation of creating somewhat of a movement to advocate the conversations of privilege. And as you know, to carry off what you say, it does start with, you know, childhood, with children, you know, on being able to have the best advantage so that they can be able to live an enriched, fulfilled life. And as I said, it will just advocate the conversation of privilege on a larger scale, starting from the beginning stages of the youth, the children, and develop into, you know, adulthood, our ages, and it will just begin the process of balancing the scales and promoting social justice for all, starting from children.
So wonderful, so inspiring. And Chardonnay, thank you so much for managing the project and making sure we all do what we need to do to help our listeners participate and contribute. Yeah, thank you. And Gracie, you've been sharing about all our projects. I've only shared a couple. I know you're talking about all of them online.
Yeah, I think for me, what's inspired me is the fact that it's all about the mundane, you know, the things that we have every day. And I'm learning that people don't have these things, you know, like it's normal for us to go to the toilet, it's normal for us to go to school, but for a lot of children it's not normal, you know, that's an actual privilege. And I think it's just, for me, it's being able to use my talents and my skills to help of it. And like Shadi said about creating a movement, like it's so important. But I think what as well personally is how we've created a charity campaign and event that is inclusive for all. You know, people who have different abilities are able to raise money. Like I sometimes feel like I can't do much because of health issues, and this charity event is exactly what we're all about in general. But it's just nice to see that we're creating this amazing, powerful thing. So
wonderful, Gracie. Thank you, and thanks
the whole thing is so inspiring.
Yeah, thank you for everything you're doing to make this possible. So I should probably talk a little bit about what people have to do, right, when they join the Privileged Trail Walk. So essentially, what we're asking you to do is to actually, before I do that, I'm going to give Roger a chance to speak because he's looking ever so good there. Roger, thank you for joining us. I know it was a last minute invitation for you.
More than happy to be here, guys. Everything that we seem to do together seems to have such positive impacts on everything, including myself. So always willing to spend time and get involved with the initiatives.
Thank you so much. So I'm going to share with everybody how you join the Privileged Trail Walk campaign, okay? So let me share with you. Okay. So that's not working so well. People, just talk while I sort out the tech, will you?
Sure. So essentially, what I am looking to get out of this project is by ensuring that, you know, privilege gets manifested and is further explored, you know, to create meaningful conversations as well, you know, consisting, you know, with people who have, you know, encountered has experienced different walks of life, and can be able to engage in different courses within the topic of privilege and get the opportunity to share their perspectives or their experiences with privilege, whether if they have had excessive amount of privilege or if they've had a lack of privilege, or if they've had any positive experiences or negative experiences of privilege.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That was really a great time filler. Thank you, Shadi. So here we are. This is the Just Giving page, which you would go to in order to join the campaign. And So our project, you find it if you type privilege trail walk. There you go. And you see that a number of us have already signed up. This is before we launched, just to make sure it worked. But if you go down to campaigns and you click here, it will take you to the campaign page. Now, it's not the most straightforward page for setting up your campaign. So we have a website that you can go to. Our website is www.belong. No, it's not www anymore. Sorry, that's old fashioned. That's showing my age. It's https:/belongingpioneers.com, and charity campaign is the tab you want to go to. So you can see it there. In fact, I might, if there's a way, put it into the chat so everybody can see it. But this page basically tells you everything you need to know, how to join the campaign. This talks you through all the other projects. So we've talked about the South Asia projects. We've got projects in Africa. One is a walk to school project. And the other one is a schoolhouse project. And then there's an amazing project in the UK, Knowsley, which is, I think we were told it's the second poorest borough in England. And what happened during COVID times was that babies were born, and because people were all wearing masks, they didn't have a chance to see lip movement, so they didn't learn to talk. So there are children going to school now who can't communicate verbally, and they can't read. So this project is really raising money to provide parents in schools in Knowsley with books every week that they can read with their children, and also some tools and ways for them to actually learn to speak effectively and for them to communicate with their children, right? So there's some really heartwarming projects. And if you scroll down here, it actually tells you exactly what you need to do. The Just Giving page I showed you is here. You can just click on that. This video takes you step by step about how to set up your page. So, you know, it just guides you there. So then you can go on your trail walk, right? So you can go, and your walk, as Gracie said, it can be as short or as long as you want, because we want it to be inclusive of everyone. And it could just be you go for a walk in your garden, or, you know, it can be a short walk. You don't have to go on a long walk. But you take 3 photographs, right? 3 for you that express overprivilege, and 3 for you that express underprivilege, right?
Yes,
Underprivilege, yes. We don't want any pictures of human beings, though, because, you know, that's a sensitive area. But anything you see in nature, I'm going to share with you mine in a moment. And then once you've done that, have a conversation with your friends or your family, your colleagues, share with them why you took those photographs and what those photographs mean for you. And then it's time to post them up, because by posting them up, you're sharing that you're taking part, you're sharing your experiences of privilege so other people can learn and benefit from that. And you also have a chance of winning some amazing prizes. So every month we're giving a prize to the best set of photographs and narrative. So what you do to post them up, you join our Facebook group for Balancing the Scales. So essentially like this, you go scan your scan the QR code on the website. I know you can't see this, but you use your camera and you scan it, and then it takes you to our Facebook group. And so let me see if I can show you our Facebook group. Because I've loaded some, I think I loaded my pictures, but not my narrative. Yes, but anyway, Balancing the Scales, here we go. Is that coming up? Am I stretching my internet too far? Here we are, here we are. So there you go, you've got my 6 photographs. So you can see the Cinderella shoes, the mansion house, and the flowers for me are overprivileged, right? Those Cinderella shoes I can't afford, it's above my pay grade. The house, this is a massive hotel that the princes and so forth stay at. And my feeling is, with that amount of money, you can actually use that to steward your privilege and make a difference in the world. And the flowers, just, not everybody has access to beauty, to energy, to growth. Having that, even if we don't have the Cinderella shoes and the mansion, even that's a privilege that we have, right? And then my less privilege, I think it's outrageous that we need to have food banks in this country in this day and age. This makes me so sad. And there's enough people with enough money in this country that shouldn't be. Again, this plant photograph is of kind of aging and dying, and people who are older may not have the benefit of that energy and the vibrancy that we have when we're younger. So youth is a privilege as well. Now, I know I have another photograph, but it's not showing, and I haven't written my narrative here, which is very bad of me, but I will do. So essentially, people, that's what you do. You load up your photographs, and then every month we go and look at the pictures you've loaded up, and we decide who's going to get one of our amazing prizes. And then if you want to be with a chance of winning the prize, and also if you want to say which of the projects you want to sponsor, you just basically go in there, give us your name, your email address, and you can choose as many of the projects as you want, and you click submit, and that's job done. So I'm going to stop sharing that screen now. Team, for some of you, that's the first time you've seen that, isn't it? Yeah.
It looks amazing and really exciting to engage with everyone. What do you think, Roger? You've been behind the whole privilege survey stuff, so how's it looking?
So I think this is really, really good, because it's combining two things: getting out and getting a bit of exercise, which is something that we can all do. Well, okay, there are certain people with certain challenges that prevent them from doing that, and that's totally understandable. But for those of us that can, being out in the open air, having a walk around, taking photographs, breathing fresh air, getting a bit of exercise, that should never be a privilege for people who can do that. And that's something that we should take advantage of. The second thing is that this will create a memory in people. When you're doing an activity with some purpose to it, taking photographs and images and describing it, it reinforces your memory and your consideration of privilege. And that's really one of the things that we found from the surveys that we've done and the research that we've done, is a lot of people who exercise privilege do this unconsciously or subconsciously. They're not doing it on purpose. They're just asking the wrong question at the wrong time. I heard one of the BBC News broadcasters say to somebody yesterday, "Where are you from originally?" And the person said, "Watford." And we all know that question, right? We all know that how bad that question is. And you could see the interviewer coloring up at the time of asking it. So the interviewer was white male, and the black female answering sort of said Watford, and he said, "Well, right, no, I didn't mean. I mean your family." And I thought, put the shovel down. So when people create positive images, when they're out on the walk, they take the pictures like Isheen has just shown. It just shows how that image can resonate with the concept of privilege. And because you have to take a picture of privilege and over and under privilege, it makes you think about what the context of this is. And then suddenly you become aware of it around you all the time. And then you're able to process it. And then what it's doing is it's just raising privilege up in your consciousness. And that's, if we do nothing else, for me, that's something that really will change, because there are so many people that do not consciously exercise privilege, but they end up doing it anyway. And this is all part of that educational process that gets people uplifted. And by the way, and fun at the same time. So this is such a great initiative.
Yeah, I'm so happy that you're with us, Roger. So that's kind of the whole thing, right? Essentially, Shadley, do you want to wrap us up and tell us what to do next? I did, of course, forget to say the reason for setting up the Just Giving page is that you ask people to sponsor you to do this activity. So we're asking you to raise a minimum of £50 for Just Giving, which, you know, at this time of year, it's just a really great gesture and a really wonderful thing to do as we think about people who have less than us.
Yeah, and you know, right at this time, you know, well, tomorrow is the 1st of December, you know, come up to Christmas, so it is a time of giving and, you know, being, you know, reflecting and just being thankful for what you have. And this you know, activity will be able to, you know, help you to reflect on maybe the privileges that you have and what you can do, you know, to benefit others who may have a lack of privilege and something that you may have as a privilege.
Beautiful, Shani, thank you.
Yeah.
And we've got 2 more participants in our live. Aren't they cute?
Oh my gosh, they are
Adorable.
They are
So this is my team for the trail walk.
Yes.
Yes,
Oh my
brilliant.
gosh,
We need to get Billy and Kobe as sponsors. So I'll be putting this forward with options to sponsor Billy or Kobe. Kobe's the exercise nut, so he'll do it anyway. Billy needs a bit of persuading. He's this here.
We might do a short walk.
Oh.
So great.
So that's all. They're all ready.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Oh, and we've got another one. There we go.
I feel like I need to introduce Tufty now as well.
Yay! Where's Tufty?
She's asleep over here.
All right. So we've got 4 participants already. Listen, everybody, thank you for being here and sharing what this means. I know this is heartfelt for all of us. And I know if you've taken the time to join us and listen, it's heartfelt for you, which is why you showed up. So thank you for doing that. We look forward to seeing your photographs on the website, on the Facebook page, and to just making a huge contribution for Hope for Children and the amazing work they do. So that's us signing off for today. We'll see you again soon. Bye for now. Bye-bye. Bye.